The housing market just flipped and panic is rising fast. There are now over 500,000 more sellers than buyers in the United States. That is a record 34% surplus, the highest Redfin has ever reported. Redfin expects home prices to start falling. And already in cities like Miami, sellers are outnumbering buyers 3-1. This isn't just a slowdown in the market, this is a shift. And if you're buying or selling in 2025, this is what you need to know right now. This is how crashes start, quietly. First, listings fall. Then prices slip. Then sellers panic. And if you aren't paying attention, you will miss it. For years, it has been a seller's market. It's been a seller's market for over 10 years. But right now, in 2025, the script just flipped. And the numbers are finally out there to prove it. Home listings are way up. Buyer demand is down, even in the summertime. And the sellers? They're finally losing control over the market. Redfin data shows a 34% gap between active sellers and buyers. This is the biggest divide since they started tracking in 2013. And when that many homes sit on the market without offers, sellers get desperate. We'll start seeing price cuts, concessions, and rate buy downs are suddenly being offered by sellers. Realtor.com is already showing the stats. 1 in 4 sellers are already offering some sort of concession to the buyers. We're also seeing days on the market, or DOM, really climbing high in some major markets. Properties are sitting on the market 30 to 40% longer today than they were last spring. This is wild, you guys. This is the time to get in real estate right now. This isn't just a seasonal thing. And really, this is the summertime. We should start seeing an active demand for homes. But buyers are still sitting on the sidelines where more and more properties are getting listed. Now, we may have thought that this market was untouchable. We may have thought that prices wouldn't come down. But depending upon the price point, sellers are slashing the market, and in some areas, they're slashing them double digits. So if you don't understand this shift, if you're afraid of this market, you're going to be getting left in the dust. This is the time, this is it right now to get out and actually get your feet wet with some properties. Do you ever feel like a shift happening before you can really explain what it is? That's what this market feels like to me right now. Homes are sitting. We're seeing tons of price improvements. And these same sellers that are finally reducing their price are the same sellers that would not budge on their price a year ago. Now they're tossing in closing costs, doing anything to prevent their property from sitting on the market even just another month. But the big difference is that buyers aren't just rushing in and offering whatever anymore. They're skeptical. We got a lot going on in the economy right now. And even though this is supposed to be the best time of the year to buy homes, spring and summer, buyers still aren't buying. I've actually hit pause on buying my next primary home. This is what I've been focusing on over the past several months, is finding a good deal on our new primary. But with this shift that I'm feeling and seeing, now that it's really becoming a buyer's market, I'm changing my strategy and I'm going back into looking for those amazing cash flowing rental property deals. Because right now, that's where the real opportunity is, and I don't want to miss it. And coming soon, we're going to start seeing motivated sellers and way less competition. I'm watching properties soften in markets that I couldn't even touch. My students couldn't even touch just a couple years ago. It's really exciting. And I'm not here thinking there's going to be a major market crash. I'm just looking for small cracks. I'm looking for that window of time where we have tons of sellers and not enough buyers. That window of time where sellers are stressing out and will do anything to sell their property. That's where the good deals are. Not waiting for heavy crashes and hoping that you get the deal of a lifetime. I'm looking for base hits, maybe hitting a double or triple. And if you're a seller right now, there's something unfortunately that you need to hear. This market doesn't care what you paid for your house and when you paid for it. And it really doesn't care what your neighbor got in 2021. And it definitely doesn't care what you think your house is worth. Testing the market with a high list price, that worked in 2020, but you do that now and it's basically a death sentence. I have been seeing listings sit for weeks and months with no price reduction, no change in listing photos. Sellers and listing agents are not doing their job. And by the time these sellers are finally cutting the price, the buyers already think something is wrong with their property and have moved on. For example, my neighbor just a few houses down and good friend, she listed her house for sale just this past winter. She got one offer and it was about $70,000 below list price. She didn't take it. 6 months later, after the full listing went by, she didn't get any more offers. Now she took it off the market and she's going to rent it out. Problem was, she chased a number, a price that she thought her property was worth because it was worth that a year before. Now she'd be lucky if she got an offer for $70,000 below list price. She lost time, she lost leverage, and she lost thousands of dollars in carrying costs over 6 months, paying for the mortgage and all the utilities and lawn care. So if you're a seller and you're thinking of selling your property, you have to pay attention to where the market is at right now, not what it was last year. And if you want to sell your house, you need to price to sell. Now, if you're an investor, you're wanting to become a real estate investor, OMG, this is the time that you've been waiting for. This is it. We've got market headlines and fear all over the news. But the best deals are sitting out there right now on the MLS in plain sight. Not because housing prices are just crashing all over the place, but because seller motivation is finally there. People are finally needing to sell their homes. They have been waiting, and they just can't wait anymore to sell their home. This spring, this summer, this is it. And they're selling, and they are motivated. The sellers who overpaid for their property in 2022 and they over-leveraged themselves in 2023, these are the people that are needing to sell right now. Interest rates did not come down for them. They are not able to refinance. They have to sell. Not that they want to. And those buyers who COVID years would offer $50,000 above asking, they're also gone. So we're finally seeing some good inventory back on the market, but the buyers just aren't there to claim it. I know this because I help investors buy their first rental property, and I have students right now investing in a bunch of different markets all across the country. Markets like Memphis, where I am, Cleveland, Montgomery, Indianapolis, Akron. Oh my gosh, so many more. I am noticing all of these market shifts. They're getting deals now that they hadn't gotten before. They're able to buy properties in markets now that they wouldn't have been able to cash flow in a few years ago. They're negotiating strong deals, they're getting some high quality cash flow, and they're walking in ownership with equity. It's working right now. And the best part about this whole new market shift is that you don't need to find that unicorn property. You just need a good property in a good neighborhood that cash flows and appreciates. Because once rates drop even just a little bit, every other person who was scared to buy today are going to jump in the market, and we're going to have that flood and that surge of buyers come right back in the market, making prices soar high. In today's market, right now, this brand new buyer's market, this is where you're going to find deals that cash flow. This is when you get properties with better terms and less competition. And this is when you can negotiate, not just on the cost, but also rate buy downs, closing costs, and repairs. But the thing is, we have this little small window, and this isn't gonna last forever. Buyer's markets are usually small periods of time, and this is it. So you can either take action right now and jump in, or realize what you missed out on when it's all over. And here's what's coming too. If the Fed holds rates, even coming into the fall, and inflation keeps cooling, we don't see a lot of high inflation, you'll see lenders loosen up, you'll see buyers regain more confidence, and we're back to seeing multiple offer situations in some markets. Not everywhere, but enough to shrink your profits and push prices up. So this could be it. Let me tell you what I'm doing right now. Given this new buyer's market that we're in, I am actively tracking deals in all the markets that I know and trust. I'm looking for properties in places that have great rental demand, motivated sellers, long days on the market, and enough softness to make those numbers work again. But still, I'm making offers based on cash flow. Yes, still in markets that have appreciation potential, because that is key to longevity and making continuous money throughout the years. I'm also adjusting for potential future insurance rate hikes, rising taxes in the future, and maintenance costs. And if the deal doesn't work as it is, I just move on. But what I'm not trying to do, and what you should be trying to do either, is trying to time the bottom of the market, because you won't know where the bottom is until the bottom has passed and the market is back on its way up. So be ready. Build your buy box. Sharpen your numbers. Start paying attention to your market and analyzing properties on your spreadsheet. Stay disciplined. If you're serious about taking advantage of today's brand new buyer's market and you really want to get into real estate investing this time and not miss this amazing window of opportunity, you need to be learning right now and taking action concurrently with your learning, or else it's just going to be too late, because this moment is not going to last forever. If you want help figuring out where to start, what to buy, and how to do it, I've got a free training that walks you through the exact strategy that I teach my students. You can grab that free training in the description box below or just comment cake and I'll send it to you. And if you got value from this video, if you're like super pumped now to go out and buy properties, do all the things, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get notified of all the amazing videos I put out on being an amazing real estate investor, and subscribe to this channel and share it with others, because someone's sitting on the sidelines right now wanting to invest their hard-earned money in real estate and they don't know that now is the best time. The market just flipped. It's your move. And until next time, keep building your wealth brick by brick.